Hey everyone, it's Holly with SCN, and this week's Tech Tip Tuesday is going to feature GoAnimate. It's a website where you can make animated videos. So just kind of a cool idea to offer something different and a video you can make entirely on your computer as well. So that's kind of fun, just something very different. Now I do want to stress this really isn't as much of a tutorial as it is an introduction. This is something you really just kind of need to get in there and play with and see what's available to you. And that's really all I've done. I'm still learning, so it's just something that I think is fun, and so I think it's worth exploring for you guys. So let's get started. So here is GoAnimate.com. Now there's two different versions of this. This is the business version, but there is also an educational version. It's called GoAnimate for Schools. So I'll show you that too, just real quickly to go over the difference in pricing, because you can get a price break, of course, for education. This is the pricing for GoAnimate for schools. So for one teacher or for educational use, it's $59 a year. Now, if you wanted to have your students also create videos, you could have as many as 5 teachers, and it could be $350 a year. You could have 200 students. You kind of set the however much you want. Say one teacher and 50 students, it'll be $100 a year. So it could be a good option for some of your educators as well. So this is the GoAnimate for Schools. Now this is the price plan for business use. $39 a month or $299 a year, and they certainly go up from there. So that can get a little bit pricey. So, it's something too you just kind of want to mess around with and see if this is something that you might want to do. Make a video. I've already signed in, but you can log on for sort of a free trial account. So I'm going to click up here, make a video. You're going to see this big page, and if you scroll down, you can see once you subscribe, you can see all of the different backgrounds and themes that you can choose. But for now, we are going to just go make a video from scratch. And again, it's going to want us to subscribe, but just to mess around with it, you hit Preview Video Maker, and you can go in and it will create a blank slate for you. You want to concentrate onto the left side here. Right here you can choose your backgrounds. Here you choose your characters, who you want to put in your video. You can choose props. You can choose different text items. You can use different widgets. Add in sound. It has music and sound effects. And then there's different starter items that give you sort of some different pics and logos and stuff. So first thing you want to do, choose your background. Now you can just do colors, what you want your background to be, different concepts, as well as different locations. So this one I'll just use locations. Right now we're obviously in an office. I'm going to kind of scroll down and see what sort of educational things you can do, which you can also click on the search button and maybe just put school and see the options that come up. Here you've got a building, classroom, little different classroom, and some lockers. So I'm going to use this as a little promotion for signing up for the school musical. So this might be a fun way to advertise something that's going on at your school. So I'm going to pick the lockers. So that's the first thing you do, is the background. Then you want to pick your characters. You've got custom, you could do custom ones if you subscribe, but they also have a few you can use here. There's casual, there's different workplace, and here all the different people come up. Lots of people to choose through if you scroll through. And you can kind of see there's certainly some very different things depending on your theme. You've got football players, you've got different athletes, business people. There's also job and workplace, so lots of different options there as well. We can also go for kids, which is what I'm going to go for since I'm going to pretend that it's a musical thing. So I'm going to choose this guy right here. And as soon as I click on him, he is going to appear in my video. I can just click him and drag him wherever I want him to go. Now he kind of has closed eyes, but that's okay. So I'm going to start him over here because I can make him move. If I want him to move, I click on the toggle movement on and off. Now it is on, and I choose the second one to decide where he's going to move to. So I'm going to have him kind of go like this. I'm going to hit preview, and you can see how that movement appears once your video plays. And he goes across the screen. Back to editing. Okay, now once I click on him here, you can see on the left side, new options have come up. I can make him do different things in daily life. If you hover over it, you can kind of see what's happening. He could blow a kiss. He could clap his hands. He can dance. So there's all sorts of things that you can have them do. Eating and drinking different things. They could have a popsicle or a corn on a stick, I think that is. Cheeseburger, whatever you might want to do. There's also different emotions. So it could be that they are crying. It could be that they are excited. And maybe he's excited about this. So you just scroll through, and as you hover over, you can just kind of see what your different characters can do. There's also different things for in the classroom. You could put this person behind a desk, etc. Different poses that they can have. Here I've got his hands in his pocket, okay? Might be something a high schooler would do. Now you can choose if you want him to say something. Click on the dialog box, and you can record, have somebody record their voice for this person. You could upload a file if you have someone else record it and send it to you. Once you record anything, it'll stay in your library. Or you can do text to speech, and you can write it out, and we'll do that for this one just to show you that. You just write out what you want him to say, and we'll have him talk to another student, so I'll go ahead and put that in now. Hey Tammy, did you hear about the new musical? Now obviously you choose male voice for this. You can choose whatever language you want, lots of different languages, and then you choose the voice that you want. Now I'm going to scroll down here because they actually have a young guy, and it sounds a little bit different. You can try them all out.
Hey Tammy, did you hear about the new musical?
Okay, sounds good enough to me. I'm going to click Add Voice, and now there is, you can see down here on your timeline, we've got that one scene, and then we have the voice underneath. So now we need to add Tammy. We're still in this one scene. So we are going to close out of character settings, go back into people, and we've got our kids. And so we're going to add Tammy. Here's Tammy. She's now going to appear. We can put her over here. Now we know that our boy is going to walk over and stand about right here. So we're just going to kind of put her somewhere right there. And again, we can have her do whatever, daily life activities. Maybe she's greeting, hey, how's it going? All sorts of different things. For the emotion, I'll go ahead and just kind of keep this as her saying, hey. So here's a preview of how that will look then. And again, just kind of like Animoto, you're going to have to preview your video every time that you see it. Okay, that worked out okay. I'm going to go back to editing. Now, you can only do, like if I click on her and click dialogue, it'll tell you that this scene already includes a voice clip, and you can only do one voice clip per scene. So what you want to do is go down to your timeline and click the plus. That will put the exact same characters in the next frame. And so now I can change what all of our people are doing just by clicking on them again. So I'm going to click on Tammy here, and she's no longer going to be waving. I'm going to have her clap her hands and see how she's facing the wrong way. If I click on her again and go up to this little piece of paper, I'll flip her facing the other direction, so now she's facing him. So she's going to be excited about this. She's clapping her hands, and we're going to give her some dialogue. Again, we'll just do text to speech to show how it works. I am very excited. Let's go sign up. I'm going to change it to a female voice. I'll keep it English, but if I go down here, there's a tween girl, and that can give me a better sound too. It'll test it out for you.
I am very excited. Let's go sign up.
Again, these are pretty robotic, so if you do use this, I do suggest that you probably get somebody to record the voice, but you can have some fun with it too. So now in the next frame, I'm going to go ahead and click the plus button, and I'm going to have them exit to go sign up. So this is the other thing that you can do. I'm going to click on Tammy here, and you see this up here, it says enter/exit. I'm going to do an exit motion. So I'm going to click on here, and sometimes it'll come up and only give you an option to enter to click an enter motion, and that's okay. Hit that anyway, and up here you're always going to get these same choices. So here I do want her not to enter but to exit. You can also have them just do movements during that. And I'm going to have her just walk off to the right, but here's all the different options you have. You can see when you hover over it, it'll give you a little preview of what it looks like to the right hand side. I could have sparkles, I can do a split horizontal so she could disappear that way. A whiteboard where they kind of write it on, and we're going to use that in just a minute, or just kind of a wiping motion. I'm going to go ahead and go to slide, and then you choose the direction. I want her to walk off toward the right, so I'm going to click this arrow. And now I'm going to click on him. And I need to switch him around so that he also walks off to the right. So again, I'm going to hit this little paper. I'm going to flip him around and add an exit motion. And I'll have him just do the exact same thing. And I'm going to have him walk off at the same time. So I'm going to say with previous and see how that goes. I might have to change that, but let's test it out. So here's the preview again.
Hey, Tammy, did you hear about the new musical?
I did. I am very excited. Let's go sign up.
And off they go, and there's your video. So we've already created characters, we've had them do something, and again, there's so many options in there, it's just something to play around with. We've had them exit, you can also have them enter, same idea, and we've also added a motion. So now we want to put the details of the sign up then in the next frame. So I'm going to click the plus sign, and remember it recreates wherever the previous scene left off. So I actually do not want this background any longer. So I'm going to go back up to backgrounds and choose. And I like some of the school options again, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to pick this classroom because I can put my text right here inside this chalkboard. Now with any of these two, all these items on the background, if you don't want the books on the desk, you can click and drag and move them. If you don't want the trash can in it at all, drag it completely off the scene. If you want to move the desk, however you want to do it. So you can move all of this stuff around, which is kind of a neat thing to do. And I'm actually going to move the desk over just a little bit to give me more room on my chalkboard. And I'll put the garbage back in. Seems logical, right? Okay, so back, I'm going to close out of scene settings here because I now have my background, and I want to choose text. And you have all these different choices. You can put them in a bubble as well, some of those different things. I'm just going to go ahead and choose something pretty basic. Comic Sans looks a little bit more like somebody might write it. And you can click and drag this where you want it. And just like it says, double click to input text. So I will double click it here and put musical sign-ups Monday and Tuesday. And I can click on it again, go over to the left-hand side and choose my color. I'm going to have it be white. And I want to choose an enter and exit, and I'll show you why. We talked about that whiteboard thing, so I want to do an enter motion. And up here where it says slide, I'm going to scroll all the way down and click whiteboard. That will have it right on. We'll show you that in just a minute. Now, this isn't a whole lot of information, so I need to add another slide. I can click on the text here and change my text. Get forms in main office. Okay. Again, I'm going to have that also be a whiteboard. So I go again to my enter and exit options, click on whiteboard, and I can have it go faster. Like right now it's going to take a second. I can scroll that up or down. Maybe I want it to take even longer, so you can adjust that as well. And if you want to delay it a minute, instead of starting it as soon as that frame starts, you can do that as well. So all of those things. In order to add sound, I could have recorded my voice ahead of time, or I can add a person to this in order to get me dialogue. So I'm going to go back to person, and there's a couple different ways that you can do this. Something kind of interesting. So maybe we're going to have her announce what it is. We could put her off to the side here, go to dialogue, text to speech, and have her say it. I'll just keep the Allison voice since that's the first one that pops up. And we can have her say it. And automatically, you'll kind of see on the timeline, it will put the audio right underneath that clip. Now, I can have her announce it, or I can just have the sound by dragging her off of the picture. So if you just want the sound and don't want the person, just drag the person off to the side. Okay, so now when I go to the next frame, I didn't have her in there before, so I have to put her back in and over to the side, approximately in the same location. So we should probably do the whole first frame if you want a person in it first, and then duplicate that. But we can go ahead and give her again. And we'll add her saying good luck. You generate the voice. As soon as it's generated, you add the voice, and then your video is done. Now on this free trial, your videos can only be up to 30 seconds long. So that's also something to think about. So let's go ahead and preview the whole thing.
Hey Tammy, did you hear about the new musical?
I did. I am very excited. Let's go sign up.
Sign-ups will be on Monday and Tuesday after school. Pick up the forms in the main office. Good luck.
And we have a video. Now if I click save now, it's going to tell me that basically because I haven't subscribed, I really can't do that. So that's something to think about, that you probably want to sign up if you know you're going to do this. But it's nice to also just have the free option to see if it's something that you would actually like. Now, one of my other videos saved, and I'll be real honest, I need to do more investigating because I'm not really sure why it did save. It was kind of nice, but right now it's not giving me an option to save or to download it or any of those items because I have not actually subscribed. But there you go. That's how you use GoAnimate. Basically, you choose a background, choose your characters, choose what you want them to do, choose what you want them to say, and you can create your own little animated movie. Let me know what you think of this if you try it out. We'll see you next week for another Tech Tuesday. Have a great week.